back to water music? Okay. Just want to go back to water music? Water music. Yep.
I'm so sorry.
I've got mine right here if you want to look at mine.
Let's do that. Keep it going.
Sure. Which one's the one more? The one before it? The one after it. Okay.
So we're doing that one again?
Yep.
How about can we just do like repeat both times?
Yes, both repeats, both times. Alright, you ready? You got it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, go back to the very first one that we did. Was that water music? No,
Voluntary.
no, voluntary. There it is. Voluntary.
I might have
I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, not the broom harsh. The person. Yep. Okay, go ahead. Can you put your introduction? Yep, in your top. Yep.
Welcome, class of 2025. Welcome also to family, faculty, staff, community members to come and celebrate with us today. My name is Jeremy Richards, and I serve as the chaplain and director of service leadership here at Linfield. And I have the honor of beginning of our time with an invocation. But before that, I invite you to join me in a moment of silence, because it's easy for this weekend that is so momentous to pass us by, and we become spectators more than participants. So will you please join me in taking a few deep breaths and realizing that you're here, you've made it, and then I will begin our invocation. To that holy and extravagant presence that holds us always and ever, which is closer to us than we are to ourselves, that because it is so near, we often forget it is there at all. On this day of celebration, we give thanks. We give thanks for these graduates who have worked so hard, remained steadfast, and persevered through difficult but invaluable study. We give thanks for their families, biological and chosen, their friends and their communities, who supported them through it all, and who will continue to support them in the years to come. We give thanks for the faculty who gave their time, energy, and brilliance to educate and empower these students, and for the staff who walked alongside them in the midst of all the life, good and bad, beautiful and heartbreaking, that took place outside of the classroom. We give thanks and we ask your blessing. We ask that you bless these students as they step off this campus and into the wider world, a world that is yearning for wholeness, for peace, and for healing. May every graduate here be a force for good, a force for justice, a force for creativity and truth. As they begin this next chapter, jobs, internships, grad school, service, travel, whatever it may be, may they bring understanding, healing, and compassion. In other words, we pray that their studies and experiences here at Linfield have prepared them not just for a career, but for a vocation. That they will enter this next phase of life not only with the skills to get the job done, but with the intelligence, wisdom, and commitment to the greater good to make the world a better place. Bless these graduates and all that the future holds for them, and may they in turn be a blessing to the people and places that will receive them as they go from here. Amen.
Hello, my name is Lucinda De Fournier, and it is an incredible honor to stand before you today as chair of the Board of Trustees and to celebrate the extraordinary accomplishments of Linfield University's class of 2025. And if I may take a moment of personal privilege, this year also marks my 30th reunion as a proud Linfield graduate. Being back here on campus with all of you is deeply meaningful to me. Linfield shapes so much of who I am, and today, seeing your faces, hearing your stories, I know this place continues to shape remarkable people. To our graduates, this day is yours. You've worked hard, you've grown wiser, you've made it through challenges that none of us could have predicted, and you did it with grit, grace, and courage. On behalf of the entire Board of Trustees, we are so incredibly proud of you. To our faculty, thank you. You've been teachers, mentors, guides, and champions. Your commitment to your students, to scholarship, discovery, and growth is the heart of this university. To our staff and leadership, thank you. You make Linfield run quietly and tirelessly through every season. Your work makes this day and every day possible. To the families and loved ones, your support, your sacrifices, your faith in these graduates brought them to this moment. This is your celebration too. And to our graduates, thank you for choosing Linfield. Thank you for bringing your voice, your vision, your passion to this community. You've left your mark here, and you carry Linfield with you now, wherever you go. 30 years ago, I sat where you are. I had big dreams, a healthy dose of uncertainty, and no idea where the road would lead, but I do know this. Linfield had given me a foundation I could build on, and I know it's done the same for you. As you leave here, I hope you carry that belief with you. I hope you stay curious, stay grounded, and stay connected to each other and this community that will always be cheering you on. On behalf of the Board of Trustees and from the heart of a fellow Linfield Wildcat, congratulations, class of 2025. We are proud of you, we believe in you, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucinda. Good morning. I'm Becky Johnson, president of Linfield University. And on behalf of the Board of Trustees, our faculty, staff, and the entire Linfield community, welcome to the 2025 commencement ceremony. It's a privilege to celebrate this important milestone with all of you. Today marks the first graduating class in 5 years whose time on campus wasn't shaped by the daily disruptions of the COVID pandemic. This group of students began their time here after the tents came down, after masks came off, and after we resumed the simple, vital act of learning together in person. And yet, the world around us hasn't exactly grown calmer. Wars continue abroad, political polarization at home runs deep, and the rise of artificial intelligence is reshaping our workplaces and our lives faster than many of us can fully grasp. If anything, all of this has only reinforced the value of an education grounded in community, conversation, and connection. A chatbot can generate text, but it can't replicate the conversations you had with your professors after class. An algorithm can process data, but it can't walk with you through the hard times like your friends, roommates, and mentors here. Graduates, the bonds you've built in this place are real, and they matter. I have no doubt you'll carry them with you throughout your lives. Today, we will be conferring both bachelor's and master's degrees. Graduates will cross the stage by academic unit, starting with their school or college and grouped accordingly: the College of Arts and Sciences, the School of Business, and the School of Nursing. Master's students from each area will be recognized first, wearing academic hoods that signify their achievement. Regardless of which banner you marched behind this morning, your Linfield degree represents something greater than a list of completed classes. It reflects a tradition of academic excellence, a community that values curiosity and integrity, and a commitment to lives of purpose and impact. That tradition is upheld every day by our faculty and staff, who teach, challenge, support, and care deeply about our students' success. Will the faculty and staff with us today please stand and join me in thanking them who helped guide these graduates to this moment. And students, you didn't get here alone. Families, friends, mentors, and others, so many people stood by you, encouraged you, and believed in you. To the class of 2025, you arrived on this campus during a time of rebuilding and renewal. You've had the opportunity to fully experience what makes Linfield special: its people, its traditions, and the sense of belonging that comes from being part of something genuine. And now you're heading into a world that desperately needs more of what you've learned here: your compassion, your curiosity, your resilience. Congratulations, graduates. We are proud of you. Now go show the world what it means to be a Linfield Wildcat. To bring you a welcome from Linfield alumni, I would like to introduce Tracy Kabadi Burhanu. Tracy graduated from Linfield in 2007 with a nursing major. While a student, she participated in theater, dance, was a member of Zeta Tau Alpha sorority, and served as student body president. Tracy has been an active member of the Linfield Alumni Leadership Council since 2017 and she also serves on the awards committee for the Distinguished Alumnus Nursing Award. Tracy is the mother of 3 children, and she is currently employed as a nurse with Kaiser Permanente. Please welcome Tracy Kebede Burhanu.
Good morning. President Johnson, Linfield University faculty and staff, distinguished guests, family and friends of the graduates, and to the graduating class of 2025, it is my pleasure to be here with you today. Graduates, I am here to represent all of those who've gone before you and sat in these seats. In a few moments, you will walk across this stage, turn your tassel, and officially be a Linfield University graduate. So on behalf of all alumni, it is my great honor to welcome all of you to this amazing and well-connected alumni family. As President Johnson mentioned, I graduated in 2007 from Linfield College. All of you will be graduates of Linfield University, but we are all a part of the same Linfield family. That's the one thing that I think is so incredible about this community. No matter where you are, you will always feel deeply connected to this community and the Linfield family. You don't have to be on this campus or a student to have these experiences. The feeling you have when you are a student sticks with you no matter where you are. It's the Linfield connection that will always bind us together. I've spent some time studying your university's social media pages and hearing the why Linfield moments from many and you. And what I noticed is our whys are in common. Even though you may have been only 4 years old when I graduated. I too chose Linfield because of the small community, the connections I would find, and the ability to engage in many activities. Just as you have, I found my time as a student, all of that and more. I knew I wanted to stay connected to the feelings I had as a student, but what I quickly discovered is that I did not have to be a student to have the same connections I did as a student. There's one common thread, which is this community. What I can tell you is those whys do not end here today. The friendships you've created, the relationships you've built, the connections you've made, this is just the beginning. These connections will continue for a lifetime because you chose to be a part of this community. When I walk onto campus, I get a sense of warmth, and it feels like home. But when I see someone in the grocery store wearing a Linfield sweatshirt, I get that same warm feeling that I got when I first met my roommate as a new student. Someone knows me. Maybe we've never met, but they know me because we both made the same choice. We both chose Linfield. And that's the connection you will always feel. There's something about this purple and red that just never leaves you. In fact, I was in Spain on top of the Gaudi House Museum. I looked over and saw a woman wearing that purple and red. Immediately I said, "Hi, I went to Linfield." And the connection was felt even on the other side of the world. You see, you don't have to be here to have these connections. Having been here builds these types of connections you will have for a lifetime. Whether you are in Spain on top of a museum or at Trader Joe's doing your Sunday shopping, these connections will always be there. You just have to see them. Again, it is my great honor and pleasure to welcome all of you to the Linfield alumni family. And on behalf of this far-reaching network, congratulations. We are so proud of you. Your story is just beginning. We can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Tracy. Today, I'm honored to introduce our 2025 commencement speaker, Nicholas Kristoff. Nick grew up just a few miles from where we're sitting, on a sheep and cherry farm outside Yamhill. In that way, he's not so different from many of you. Like many Linfield students, he was shaped by Oregon's small towns, big skies, and deep sense of connection to community. Nick has spent his career bearing witness to the world's most urgent challenges. As a journalist, author, and human rights advocate, he's traveled to more than 140 countries, often at personal risk, to shine a light on injustice, poverty, conflict, and resilience. He's a two-time Pulitzer Prize winner and a longtime columnist for the New York Times. Alongside his wife, Cheryl Wudun, also a Pulitzer Prize-winning journalist, he has co-authored several acclaimed books. Their most recent, called Tightrope, Americans Reaching for Hope, turns the focus close to home, telling the stories of families right here in Yamhill County and across America who are navigating economic and social upheaval. Through it all, Nick has stayed grounded in values that will sound familiar to anyone who spent time in Linfield classrooms: curiosity, courage, compassion, and the belief that the world changes when people choose to see clearly, act boldly, and care deeply. Please join me in welcoming today's commencement speaker and fellow Oregonian, Nicholas Kristof.
Thank you very much, President Johnson. Trustees, faculty, parents, and most important, members of the class of 2025. You know, that was a little bit too anemic, so let's just try that again. And anybody who doesn't cheer for this class, we're going to send the nursing graduates out to check your pulse, okay? Let's try that again. Trustees? Okay. Members of the class of 2025. Okay, that's better. The nursing graduates are off the hook. Well, you did it. You did it not just by passing exams, but by persevering through some of the politically and medically most tumultuous times in our history. And for some of you, the pandemic robbed you of your high school commencement, so this is your first true graduation. And look around, what a glorious commencement this is. God is truly shining on Linfield today. And let's hope that God is also smiling on Linfield at the softball tournament. Well, I hope your time at Linfield is filled with indelible memories. That piebald deer on campus, reminding students or making students think that they'd encountered a Harry Potter Patronus. That softball team heading into the national tournament with a 63-0 record. The aggressive squirrels here on campus, popping out of garbage cans. And wild stock, as beloved by students as it is sometimes loathed by neighbors. And above all, friendships with each other and with faculty and staff. Let's just take a moment to thank everyone here who made this day possible. You graduates, of course, but also the families that sacrificed. And the families, you did it too. The professors who inspired, the coaches who believed, the staff from the deans to the cafeteria workers to those folks who put out all these chairs today. Let's give everybody who made this day possible a big round of applause. And because these friendships and the sense of community is so pivotal to that Linfield experience, can I make a practical suggestion? These friends around you, they're keepers. So, these are the people who will be at your weddings. Many decades from now, they'll be at your retirement parties. They'll celebrate your successes, and they'll help you mourn when it is time to grieve. And so think of forming a group of you, maybe a half dozen of your buddies in this class, to meet together maybe monthly, ideally in person, otherwise in Zoom, or maybe plan annual vacations or getaway camping trips, but to sustain these friendships that you have here. And you'll want friends around you because, frankly, this is going to be, for some of you, a difficult time to begin careers. The economy is in a measure of upheaval. We're caught in what I believe is an authoritarian retrogression. And if you think about the factors that made America the world's leading economy in the history of the world, our education system, our rule of law, our scientific and medical research, our melting pot of immigrants, and our recruitment of the brightest minds from around the globe. All these are being tested. Higher education, which we are celebrating today, is doubted in many areas. And this is a particularly challenging time for small universities like Linfield, which I just treasure as a pillar of Yamhill County and of Oregon. And it's a challenging time for all of society because we are so fragmented and so polarized. We don't so much have a national conversation as periodically a national shouting match. So this is a national test, and my challenge for all of you graduates is to help us pass this test. And to do that, we're going to need to figure out how to speak out, but also to navigate profound disagreements in a civil way while bridging deep chasms in society. We're all going to need to appreciate one of the great lessons of higher education, which is respect for complexity and intellectual humility. Well, humility, what do I mean by that? And to explain, let me tell you about something that happened when my wife and I moved to Beijing as New York Times correspondents. We knew that our apartment, we were living in the official New York Times Beijing bureau chief residence, and we knew that it was bugged, partly because one of our Chinese friends worked part-time translating conversations in our apartment. But we didn't know quite where the bugs were. And then a friend pointed to this screened off area right inside, and he said, that's where the bugs are. So I thought, I'm going to get to the bottom of this, and I got a stepladder, and I pried off the screen. And there was this shoebox-sized cubbyhole with all this electronic gadgetry in there. And I was so proud of myself because I could read the Chinese characters on the big gadget in front. And the Chinese characters read the equivalent of electronic sound carrying device. We had found the bugs. And, frankly, Cheryl and I were very well prepared for this moment because we'd read a lot of spy novels. And so we retreated into the bathroom, we turned on the shower and the faucets, and we whispered into each other's ears about how to resolve this. We figured we had three options. We could leave the bugs in place, kind of a well-behaved option, or we could smash them, or we could leave them in place and use them as a private disinformation channel to the Chinese government. So you're all now a highly educated crowd, so what would you do? Let me turn the tables on you. How many of you would have left the bugs in place, this well-behaved option, not done anything? How many of you would have done that? Raise your hand. Okay, a small contingent of well-behaved people at Linfield. How many people would have smashed the bugs? I'm just going to take a few names down. The Chinese embassy pays me, okay? And how many of you would have left them in place but used them as a disinformation channel to state security? Great minds think alike. Cheryl and I had just resolved on that, and we were just so proud of ourselves. We had nailed this. We barely moved in to our apartment, barely moved to China, and we had mastered what was going on and figured out our strategy for overcoming state security. And right at that moment, a friend arrived at our front door, and we found out what an electronic sound carrying device is in Chinese. It's a doorbell buzzer. And we were pretty humbled. We were pretty devastated. I felt utterly deflated, but it was a useful lesson in humility, a reminder that just when you think you figured it all out, just when you feel you've mastered it, that's the moment to beware of hubris. One of the perils of education truly is that it leads us to become, to use a sort of technical term, kind of full of ourselves. And we are a deeply divided nation these days, and one of those fault lines is education. Between those with college degrees and those without. If you have a college degree, then on average you live 11 years longer than those who've dropped out of high school. You earn on average 86% more than those with only a high school diploma. And that educational divide, in turn, feeds a breakdown in common purpose in this country. Too often, liberals and conservatives wave fists at each other across the divide, but nobody's going to win that debate by shouting. And so what we need is the humility to listen as well as to speak, to avoid caricatures of those we disagree with, to cherish nuance as much in the real world as in the classroom, to recognize that we learn from people that we disagree with, and we need bridges across that divide. And that's why your role as Linfield graduates matters so much. An incredible 45% of you graduates are first generation getting a college degree. That's an extraordinary figure. It's one of the highest rates of first-gen students in the country. And it means that Linfield truly is an engine of opportunity for the community and for the state. And many of you are also spanning the urban-rural divide, which is another fault line in our country. And as people attending college from a small town, you have a foot on each side of that divide. So I challenge you to think of yourselves as ambassadors across our national chasms, pushing back at the elite tendency toward arrogance, but also pushing back at the anti-intellectualism that hobbles America. Now, speaking of elite tendencies, one of my most formative experiences as a young journalist was covering the Tiananmen Square democracy movement in China and the massacre that followed it. I look back with a certain amount of shame because I periodically wrote very condescendingly about some of the workers and peasants who would join the democracy movement. And I wrote that they say that they're for democracy, but they can't really define the kind of democracy that they're advocating for. And there was some truth to that. But on that terrible night in early June 1989, when thousands of troops, tens of thousands of troops, marched into central Beijing to crush the student democracy movement, some of the bravest people were precisely those uneducated workers and peasants. And on the road leading into Tiananmen Square, as the troops were mowing down the protesters, there was a salt-of-the-earth bus driver who was guarding one of the roads going into the center. And he saw a huge convoy of trucks of soldiers arriving. And so he hurriedly moved his bus and parked it across the road to block the troops. And he turned off the engine, and with his key in the hand, the car key in his hand, the bus key in his hand, he stepped down off the bus. And the convoy rolled to a halt, and an officer got out of the lead truck and ordered the bus driver, "Move the bus." And the bus driver said no. And the officer pulled out his sidearm and pointed it at the bus driver and said, "Move the bus." And at that, the bus driver took the keys and he hurled them as far as he could into the high grass by the side of the road. And that bus driver might not have been able to define democracy, but he was willing to risk his life for it. He had a deep sense of purpose. And in recent years, as democracy has been under pressure in this country, I've sometimes thought that we have things to learn from people like that bus driver who value democracy precisely because they had never had the chance to inherit it and become complacent about it. I've come to think that they have a good deal to teach us about the importance about standing up for liberty and democracy. And since I've enlisted you as Linfield graduates to be ambassadors across our great national divides, I hope you'll also find a purpose, a moral purpose, in speaking up about injustices you see around you, about acting to do the right thing. And that doesn't mean shouting people down, however passionately you may feel. You'll be more effective if you're models of effective listening. But I wanted to now I said I wanted to offer some hope, and some of you may be rolling your eyes at that. This isn't a particularly hopeful time, I think, for some young folks. People look around the world and see wars from Ukraine to Gaza. They see AI coming to take their jobs. They worry about climate change affecting our planet. And many, I think, fear that they may never be able to afford a house. Too few see moral leaders stepping forward to address these challenges. You're in Gen Z, and members of Gen Z are 80% more likely to report anxiety and depression than preceding generations. But let me offer a reassurance. I've had a career covering war and genocide and poverty and addiction and disease. When people first meet me, they sometimes walk on eggshells. They think I'm going to be so traumatized by all this that I'll be kind of perpetually gloomy and depressing, sort of a journalistic Eeyore. But in truth, I managed to come back from the front lines feeling a measure of hope. And this is not this sense of complacent confidence that everything is simply going to work out just fine. It's a battered hope. It's a scarred hope. But its hope is a sense of possibility. It's a hope that if we put our shoulders to the wheel, we can indeed improve the odds of better outcomes. And again, I found that side by side with the worst of humanity, you find the very best. In a Pakistani village, I met this extraordinary woman named Mukhtar Mai, who had been sentenced by a village council to be gang raped because of something that her brother had done, or supposedly had done. And then the village council carried out that sentence, and they gang raped her. And their expectation was that she would then kill herself out of shame. And instead, Mukhtar found it within herself to go to the police, to prosecute her attackers, to send them to prison, and then to use compensation money to start the first school in her village, because she believed that education was the best way to chip away at the kind of cruelty and misogyny that she had suffered. And then she enrolled the children of her attackers in her school. And you just cannot be in that little village and watch the children of her attackers in the little school uniforms studying English and math and being transformed by that experience and not think that we are an amazing species. And sure, we make mistakes, but when tested, we are capable of incredible strength and resilience and courage and decency. And that is more likely when we're led by people who combine education with a strong sense of moral purpose, who are comfortable with complexity, who are escorted by humility and hope. And that's you. You all, you give me hope. Yeah, let's cheer the idea that you give us hope. You do, you truly do. So sure, you're graduating at a difficult time. That may be true, but the hottest fires forge the strongest steel. And I've seen how difficult experiences can make people more adaptable, tougher, but also more empathetic. Times of crisis, they make life difficult sometimes, but they also create the opportunity to show courage, integrity, and principle, just like that bus driver did at Tiananmen, just like Mukhtar did. And if you look at American history, some of the greatest presidents, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, FDR, they were those who served in impossibly difficult times and rose to the occasion. And I know that likewise, all of you graduates will use the tests you face as a springboard to show your worth and the value of that Linfield education. So here's my challenge to you. Use this education that we're celebrating today to help address some of the mess around you, to help us heal. And I'm not saying you have to join the Peace Corps or take a vow of poverty, not at all. But mentor someone, or tutor a kid, or speak out about injustices you see. Find some cause larger than yourself and hold on to it as an anchor to give you strength, a moral purpose. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, what can I do? These problems are vast, and my speaking up isn't going to end injustice. My volunteer tutoring is not going to solve illiteracy. It'd be a drop in the bucket. In some sense, maybe that's true. But I'm a believer in drops in the bucket. I'm a believer in drops in the bucket because of a man named Vladislav Krzysztofowicz, who was an Eastern European refugee. His family had spied on the Nazis during World War II and got caught. And he was in a concentration camp. And then a family in Oregon sponsored his way to America in 1952. And when they sponsored him, that did not solve the global refugee problem. It didn't make a dent in the global refugee problem. But it sure made a difference to him and to his family. And I know that because when Vladislav Krzysztofowicz arrived in Oregon, he found that his name was kind of unpronounceable by Americans. And so he shortened his last name from Krzysztofowicz to Christoph. He was my dad. And so take it from me. So take it from me, drops in the bucket. That is how you fill buckets. Congratulations, class of 2025. Now is your time. We believe in you. Go out and fill buckets. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Very inspiring. It's my pleasure to introduce today's student speaker, Kayla Hudak. Kayla is originally from Hubbard, Oregon. While at Linfield, she completed a major in sociology and minors in neuroscience and special education. Kayla, like so many Linfield students, was also quite active outside the classroom. She worked in the library at the circulation desk for 4 years, where she served as shift lead. Kayla was also on the Wildcat Events Board, or WEB team, where she served as external special events chair and helped significantly in planning Wildstock 2023. Kayla was at various times an RA and a tutor and note-taker for several academic departments, including biology, sociology, and her favorite, human anatomy. She worked for the Linfield Pre-K for the past 2 years. Kayla is a member of the Phi Sigma Sigma sorority, where she held an executive board position, and she was part of the Career and Life Design Presidential Impact Internship Program, where she spent time interning for Beyond Backpacks here in McMinnville. Next year, Kayla plans to attend graduate school where she will pursue a doctorate in occupational therapy, specializing in disabled pediatrics. In the meantime, she intends to get her accelerated teaching license in special education so that she can work while in graduate school. Please welcome Kayla Hudak to the stage.
Good morning, families, friends, distinguished professors, faculty, staff, and guests of Linfield University. And I suppose a good morning to the class of 2025 as well. After all, this is our day. It is an immense honor and privilege to be able to speak here in front of you today. For it is today that we will be sent on our way, told what we can and will do next. The day some of us will pack up our cars and drive down Linfield Ave one last time, perhaps until homecoming or even longer. We may have one last lunch at the nurses' lounge or dinner at Grain Station with our families, or one last late night in the HPs with the friends we will never live 30 seconds away from ever again. Some of us have work on Monday, but I encourage you to be here now, for we may never be here all together again. No matter how you got here, what memories you've made, or what paths you've taken, we are all here now. From Greek life, res life, student government, cultural clubs and organizations, the arts, athletics, or all of the above, we have all found our own ways of making Linfield our home away from home. Linfield has given me my best friends, the aunts to my future children, lifelong sisters, and irreplaceable coworkers, supervisors, and mentors. Linfield has given me years' worth of moments and experiences that can never be replaced or relived. We will never get to relive those nights of being up way too late in the dorms, getting to know our neighbors whom we hope will become our friends, the day trips we took to go shopping or to the coast when we definitely should have been studying, afternoons spent in our apartment talking for what felt like 10 minutes but was actually multiple hours, driving through campus with your radio all the way up and windows down at the first sign of spring. Let me see. Forgetting you had an assignment due an hour before the deadline, picking up an embarrassing amount of packages from the mailroom, and so much more. The college cliche is that these are the best years of your life. And while that may be subjective, I think at the very least it is safe to say that your college years are by far the most memorable. Some of those most memorable nights are the ones that aren't really remembered until the next morning over a much-needed coffee debrief and camera roll inspection, but I digress. This is where we enter our adulthood, try and figure out what the heck to do with our lives, where most of us will enter our 20s and feel like we have everything and nothing figured out all at the same time. But above all, these are the times that we will never forget. Last year, we were told at commencement as juniors to reflect on what the walls would say if they had a chance to retell our stories. But some stories will simply never be retold because you just had to be there. So be here now. In the words of Charlie Kelmekis, these will all be stories someday, and our pictures will become old photographs. But right now, these moments are not stories. This is happening. We are here, and we did it. So give yourself some credit. No matter how you got here, you are here and you are here now. Whatever comes next will fall into place. So to send us off, allow me to tell you that you can and will do great things next, no matter what that looks like for you. Everyone is on their own path, and regardless of whether our paths cross or not, I am grateful to you all for being part of this Linfield experience. Hold gratitude for yourself and everyone around you, because we will never all be here at the same place ever again. So take this time to applaud yourself, class of 2025, for being here now. I wish you all nothing but success and happiness in all of your future endeavors, and as always, go Cats. Thank you.
Will the candidates for graduate degrees, Master of Science and Master of Science in Nursing, and the candidates for bachelor degrees, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing, please rise if able? President Johnson, on the recommendation of the faculty and trustees, I have the honor to present these candidates who have fulfilled all the requirements prescribed by the faculty and recommend them for the baccalaureate or master degrees appropriate for their courses of study.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degrees of Master of Science, Master of Science in Nursing, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, and Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Please be seated.
As the names of the graduates are read, undergraduates will be recognized for achieving exceptional overall grade point averages. On a 4.0 scale, those with averages of 3.65 to 3.79 will graduate cum laude. 3.80 to 3.89 will graduate magna cum laude, and 3.90 to 4.0 will graduate summa cum laude. Graduate student honors are given to those with a 3.80 to 3.89 average. Highest honors are given to those with a 3.90 to 4.0 average. Latin honors are only read for those students who have completed all requirements for their degree. Additionally, various members of the graduating class receive special academic honors. I draw your attention to the honors and awards section of today's program, which lists the various university and department-based honors and prizes. All incoming Linfield students at opening convocation have passed by a wooden bowl made from the historic old oak and claimed an acorn. Each acorn is a symbolic reminder of a student's connection to Linfield and the power of education to transform lives, their communities, countries, and the world. Students are asked to bring the acorn back to commencement so that it can be passed on to a new student in a future entering class. The class of 2025 will now complete the second part of this tradition. Before receiving their diplomas, each graduate will return an acorn to the old oak bowl, and this fall, each student in our new entering class will claim an acorn from that same bowl as their journey begins at Linfield. We want to recognize all Linfield graduates today. Each of them is included in your program. We will be reading the names of the graduates who are present to receive their diplomas today. Those names will be read by Kevin Curry, Associate Professor of Journalism and Media Studies, Gerardo Ochoa, Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Success, Kiki Fornero, Associate Professor of Nursing, and Scott Nelson, Associate Vice President of Strategic Communications and Chief Marketing Officer. Graduates, please come forward to receive your diploma as your name is called. We will begin with the College of Arts and Sciences.
Jason Russell Aprichard, with honors. Nicholas Brian Alder, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Winslow Arnold, summa cum laude. Caitlin Marie Babcock, summa cum laude. Lane Thomas Baker, cum laude. Emma Jean Bear, summa cum laude. Margaret Allison Berry. Lauren Olivia Bobo Scheisler. Jackson Lee Brandenburg. Levi Todd Bucher. Faith Marie Bunker, magna cum laude. Taylor Madison Kane. Ryan T. Camboris. Avery Raylyn Campbell, summa cum laude. Sasha Ariel Carey. Annette Nicole Castillo Rodriguez, magna cum laude. Leanne Inez Cooper. Sophia Ann Madison Cornwall. Marcos Uriel Cortez Duran. Gavin George Dalziel, summa cum laude. Isabella Grace Day, summa cum laude. Naomi Deanda Viramondes. Karen De Dios. Eli Andrew Deshawn, magna cum laude. Samantha Faye Dewey, summa cum laude. Jada Alexis Doctolero. Madigan Grace Dodge. Kaylee Ilikapeka Dombringuez, magna cum laude. Connor Dooley. Jake Arthur Downing. Devin Ansel Dewey. Lauren Marie Dury. Cami Keodi Mahee Echeverry. Ryan Eldridge Erickson King. Clara Rose Firmadal. Annie Juliet Flood, cum laude. Nicholas Scott Gableman. Alexa R. Gabrielle. Janice Rin Gara. Charles Michael Gargis. Elana Camille Gaetien, summa cum laude. Emily Gadose, magna cum laude. Sidra Shalan Griffin. Madison Jade Haynes. Burhane Meskel Hammer. Juan Suk Han. Alex Lee Hankins. Austin Tyler Hansen, cum laude. Kinsey May Harris, summa cum laude. Megan Hekala, cum laude. Nolan Robert Helgerson. Miranda Lynn Heller, magna cum laude. Maya Henderson. Marcelia Hernando Vejeo. Mary Ann Huber. Kayla Rose Hudock, cum laude. Alexis E. Jimenez, cum laude. Clara Rachel Johansson, magna cum laude. Mariah Nicole Johnston, summa cum laude. Zoe Alexis Jones, summa cum laude. Tatum Lynn Kokopono Kaleo Lani Pa Ka Lani. Bradley James Kiltow. Hunter Jean Klingelhofer. Rio Kobayashi. Steve James Kovac Jr., cum laude. Willow Kritik. Abigail Brooke Laboon. Jillian Mercedes Landis. Seth Lee. Caden Andrew Lowenbach. Brianna Elizabeth Loza. Skylar Christian Ludwig. Julius Amani Lugo. Lisbeth Marin Martinez. Tyler Matthew Marr. Aaron Frank Martinez. Jalen Z. Matheson, magna cum laude. Madison Isabella Matthews, summa cum laude. Sean Christopher Mosley, summa cum laude. Rachel E. McCann, cum laude. Emily Rose Miller, cum laude. Grant Eric Moen, summa cum laude. Sydney Addison Monroe, magna cum laude.
Graciela Montoya Rodríguez. Samuel Iván Moreno, cum laude. Emma Caitlin Mulligan, magna cum laude. Connor James Newland. Allison Merriweather Nicholas. Nicholas Colby Olson. Charles Ruben Owens. Sapphire Peroni. Sydney Fliger, summa cum laude. Cody Ray Picard. Lucas Rex Pinard. Annika Jill Prange. Ellen Retzman, cum laude. Elia Elaine Ramachodi. Paige Michael Richards, summa cum laude. Amy Elaine Ritchie. Yvonne Yoshe Robles. Yahaira Ayarit Rodriguez Ramirez. Justin William Rogers. Olivia Catherine Rogers Coach. Joshua J. Ryan. Christian Science. Abigail Karen Salnas. Víctor Sandoval. Jesse Lee James Sandretsky, cum laude. Marco Joseph Santulli, cum laude. Amy Sargent. Caleb Ryan Sabo. Kaylee Nicole Schmidt, summa cum laude. Tori Louise Schuller, cum laude. Jordan Serrato, cum laude. Tamar Schwal, magna cum laude. Savannah Anita Schertz, summa cum laude. Shailene Lexi Silva, cum laude. Bryn Evan Susan Slack, cum laude. Ethan Robert Smith, summa cum laude. Gavin Francis Smith. Chance Edward Sparks. Layla Rain Snyder, cum laude. Leah Hall Stednick, cum laude. Gabrielle Nicole Stevens. Chase Elijah Stevenson, summa cum laude. Mariana Stewart. Adela Jean Steigel, cum laude. Jordan Ann Stoner. Morgan Marine Striphart. Shelby Andre Garrett. Storm Sua. Grace Olivia Swinth, cum laude. Kai Sakurai Sostak, magna cum laude. Hannah Louise Turner. Emma Madeline Tuttle, summa cum laude. Haley Sienna Bott. Abigail Louise Besnies, summa cum laude. Sydney Michelle Wagner. Lauren Waning. Olivia Paige Welch, summa cum laude. Shelby Sue Elizabeth Williams. Caleb Aaron Woodcock. Maya Addie Wright, cum laude. Morgan T. Ibarra. Wyatt George Zellner.
Next, we will present diplomas to the graduates of the School of Business. We will begin with those completing a Master of Science degree, followed by Bachelor of Science degree candidates.
Take a little one. Yeah. I'll adjust the pace. Thank you. Besides, you're the one who gives me the cards.
Leanne Michelle Babcock. Kaylee Elaine Barnum. Stacy Edith Buchanan. Allison Noel Cannon. Robley Dean Corsi. Congratulations, Sam. Samuel Reed Dixon. Ethan Scott Hoppy. Jalen John Lampman. Gavin Owen Ludlow. Stacy Ann Prescott.
There we go. Why don't you hold a class for the rest of them? All right, can we get this?
Asia Whitney Salbago.
This is for you and Evan.
I'll give you the card. You can
Here we go. Get started. Yes.
Thomas O'Donnell Tabor. Aiden James Wolf.
This is the last.
All right. Oh, look at that. Such a gentleman.
Connor Grayson Wolf. Wyatt August Ackerman. Peyton Jerome Anhorn. Diego M. Arredondo, summa cum laude. Chase William Bennett. Jackson Samuel Bensel. Keegan R. Brooks. Spencer James Burgess, cum laude. Stephanie Castellanos Welsh. Olivia Emily Connor. Frank Mackenzie Cooper III. Alice Kathleen Cowie. Julia Louise Dietland, magna cum laude. Isabella Catherine Dixon. Ruby Akina Earhart, magna cum laude. Blake Robert Eaton. Yesenia Esquivel, summa cum laude. Alyssa Zoe Fackler, magna cum laude. Jonathan Craig Fagan. Jack Lloyd Franzen. Will French. Cameron Ellis Gaines. Gabrielle Grace Gotch. Clifford Lee Hegney, cum laude. Nolan Robert Helgerson. Trevor Charles Johnson.
You got this.
Colby Kalakoa. Zechariah Kanahale Mone. Kara Akemi Kanetake, summa cum laude. Nathan Todd Kassler. Jackson Thomas Coons. Mackenzie Hannah Kulik, summa cum laude. Matthew Rosher Lewis. Nathan Kurt Lule. David Michael Montfort. James Alexander Moore. Natalie Coraline Morse. Alex Sharp Othout. Camden Michael Oram. Joshua Drew Puccinelli. Kelsey Alexis Reinemer, magna cum laude. Logan Joy Kiku Richards. Diego Miguel Salinas. Rochelle Satali Salis, cum laude. Jesus Solorio Perez. Rogue Stone. McLean Alexander Stone King. Grace Olivia Swinth, cum laude. Alexis Nicole Thompson. Tyler Ellis Tupper. Ryan L. Wallstrom. And Griffin Clayton Young.
Thank you.
We will now present diplomas to graduates of the School of Nursing, beginning with those completing a Master's of Science in Nursing degree, followed by Bachelor of Science in Nursing candidates.
Nicole Michelle Angeles, honors. Hannah Marie Bowman. Thank you. Steele Guinevere Burry, highest honors. Abigail Grace Kundle, highest honors. Kelsey Jean Defries, honors. Lucy Georgia Ellis, highest honors. Leilani Marie Hunter, honors. Carrie Lynn Jenks, honors. Kate Elizabeth McLean. Jody Lynn Marshall. Caitlin Margaret Phillips, honors. Erica Elizabeth Sander, highest honors. Elsa Marie Schumann Lanier, honors. Roxanne Raquel Shelton. Ishmael Kofi Sie. Charlotte A. Snyder Hathaway, highest honors. Alexis T. Vong. Jessica Rose Atun, magna cum laude. Abril Alejandra Ahumada Vargas, cum laude. Calvin J. Andres, magna cum laude. Moana Flora Andrew, summa cum laude. Christopher Tyler Aquapel. Sarah Babalai. Morgan Jean Baker. Lindsay Emily Bancroft. Madison Ann Barrett, cum laude. Callie Johanna Bars, summa cum laude.
Tara only.
Thank you. Tara Baziari, magna cum laude. Lucas Arthur Bjorklund. Mara Rose Blackwell. Aiden Joseph Booth. Brielle Alani Brick, summa cum laude. Stephanie Carlos Catano, cum laude. Thank you. Sierra Elise Combi. Chantel Ann Conley, magna cum laude. Catherine Moore Conrad. Emma Kai Cortez, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Annalise Crawford, cum laude. Edith Cruz. Simone Emily Zapke, summa cum laude. Claire Louise Daly, cum laude. Christina Doe, cum laude. Calissa Kalioha Dombriguez, cum laude. Elizabeth Joy Donaldson, cum laude. Madison May Edwards. Aurora Athleen Elston. Christine Kate Habun Fabru. Christian Anthony Figueroa, magna cum laude. Jerica Firkins. Yelena Gallagher Spiegel. Karina Garcia Castellanos. Aaliyah Jane Gardner, summa cum laude. Lauren Michelle Gagan. Marina Gerard, summa cum laude. Abigail Grace Golick, magna cum laude. Kaylee Soriano Hamblin, cum laude. Nicole Danielle Hardesty. Grace Jennifer Heimbinger. Jadelyn Catherine Hendershot, magna cum laude. Sarah Tran Ho. Pinfeng Huang, summa cum laude. Alexander R. Jones. Alyssa Anna Jones, magna cum laude. Shirley Niapo Kaikai, magna cum laude. Ezra H. Kane, cum laude. Anastasia Kaputsana. Margaret Mitchell Kelly. Hannah Chia Kiev, summa cum laude. Reagan Lee Kudna, magna cum laude. Emily Grace Kuhlman. Kayla LaFleur. Tara Patricia Lieber. Maya Corley Letelier, summa cum laude. Anastasia Lihadokova, summa cum laude.
Haley Lopez Santiago. Natalie Elizabeth Lucas, summa cum laude. Crystal Liu, cum laude. Flora Victoria Maciel Garibay. Marco Bucci Corpus Marcella. Jamie Jean Markham. Lillian Sarah Ann Martin, summa cum laude. Arissa Jessica Marks Vickers, magna cum laude. Haley Marie Matthias, summa cum laude. Olivia Ann McMahon. Remy Dominique McMullen, summa cum laude. Tessa Grace McNeely, summa cum laude. Axel Adrián Merchant Trejo, cum laude. Marco Hernandez Miller. Mason Nels, magna cum laude.
Take your time, because
Delaney Nielsen. Regina Isabel Ochoa. Katie Grace Petrie. Michelle Christine Price, magna cum laude. Braden James Prilwitz. Dylan Delphine Renfro. Devin Rice, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Elaine Riedlinger, magna cum laude. Victoria Ana Marie Rivera, magna cum laude. Zulema Romero, magna cum laude. Rayana Priscila Ruiz. Surisadai Salinas Hernandez. Catherine Santiago. Kelsey Ann Sijalbo Sarmiento. Renee Schroth, cum laude. Paige Sophia Schubert, summa cum laude. Mason Michelle Searle, cum laude. Cheyenne Alice Shaw. Savannah Lynn Short. Tiernan Purcell Shui. Mackenzie K. Smith, summa cum laude. Colin Christopher Sommer, magna cum laude. Malia R. Sparks, cum laude. Anna Rose Sarah Muna Speed, magna cum laude. Evelyn Oceana Staples. Violet Clarissa Strange, summa cum laude. Kayla Leanne Stryker, cum laude. Gadon Tan, cum laude. Liliana Marie Tapia, cum laude. Abigail Ruth Todor. Alexa Torralba. Tai Tran, magna cum laude. Derek Tan Trin. Nicole Olinda Trujillo Salazar, magna cum laude. Cassandra Grace Van Dyke, magna cum laude. Joshua Morales Villela, magna cum laude. Jaron David Wiley, summa cum laude. Nina Janelle Wilhoft. Erin Grace Willis, cum laude. Abigail V. Wong. Jenna Wong, cum laude. Kelsey Ann Marie Young. Anastasia Sazlavskaya, magna cum laude. Yuki Zhang, cum laude.
There are 9 other graduating seniors who can't be with us today because they are playing in the National Softball Finals in Illinois. Gerardo, will you announce their names?
JC Levas. Bryn Nelson. Sydney Rice. Kaylee Sathoff. Claire Seats. Ashley Sutton. Sophia Vandersomen. Tyler Warden. Tiani Waiton.
Graduates, please stand if you are able. The caps and gowns we're wearing today are part of the deep history of higher education and link us to the university graduates who came before us and those who will come after. One of the traditions we follow involves the tassels on your cap. Undergraduates wear them on the right before the ceremony, but will march out today with them on the left, indicating they are no longer students and are considered graduates. So class of 2025, I now invite you to move your tassels from the right side to the left. Thank you and congratulations. You may now be seated.
As we close the ceremony today, I want to offer a final word to the Linfield University graduates of 2025. It's been a true honor to get to know many of you, to hear your stories, to witness your perseverance, and to celebrate your accomplishments. Your energy and resilience have made a lasting impression on this institution. The Board of Trustees, the faculty, and the staff of Linfield University are incredibly proud of you. We welcome you to the ranks of Linfield alumni with open arms. Congratulations on a job well done. We will now receive the benediction from the Reverend Jeremy Richards. You are invited to stand, and then please remain standing for the singing of the first verse of the Alma Mater, which will be led by Hannah Turner. You'll find the words to the Alma Mater printed on the back of your program. After the verse, please be seated for the recessional. Members of the platform party, followed by the faculty and staff, will recess first and form a gauntlet through which our graduates will exit the commencement green. Audience members, please remain in your seats until the final graduate has processed out. Afterward, we invite you all to join students, faculty, and staff in the Oak Grove behind the platform for a reception. Tent canopies will be marked by school and college as noted in your program. Now please stand if you're able for Reverend Richards and the benediction.
Well, can you believe it? You are done. You did it. You moved the tassel over. Graduates, I hope that this day and this ceremony have brought with them a sense of closure for you. That with your family and friends, professors, and mentors here to celebrate with you, you feel the full weight of your accomplishment. But remember that this is not the end, nor is it the beginning. It is only a step, albeit a big step, in your journey of becoming. A journey that began long before you got to Linfield, and one that will continue long after you leave. The lessons you learned here, academic and otherwise, will go with you. You will continue to build on them. You will continue to grow, and you will continue to learn. As you continue on this journey of becoming, as you enter a world that desperately needs you and all the gifts, skills, and passions you have to offer, know that you go with the love and support of the Linfield community. Know that you will always have a place here at Linfield. Know that you will always be a Wildcat. Go in peace. Amen.